We begin with those controversial comments by the country's Prime Minister Manuel Valls. Lots of papers having a look at that.
That's right. Now, yesterday in a TV interview, he said that a single work contract is an interesting idea, and this has drawn outrage from the left. Now, France is notorious for having a very complicated labor market with a high number of very regulated work contracts. You can see the front page of Libération, the left-leaning paper. They wonder, are we going towards a single work contract? And Libération takes a closer look at this idea of a single work contract. It's actually an idea that was championed by the French economist Jean Tirole, that we've been hearing a lot about him because he recently won the Nobel Prize for Economics. Now, he says the single work contract would be a way to create jobs. But Libération, left-leaning paper, is very much opposed to this, says don't be fooled. This is a pipe dream. A single work contract would make the labor market more fluid, but it won't create jobs, according to Libération. And in their editorial, they say what it will do is take away people's job security. It's important to find a way to make the labor market less rigid, says Libération, but let's not blast apart the current system, which, okay, it's not perfect, but at least it guarantees a minimum of social security.
Now, it's, of course, ruffled many feathers on the left, including within the increasingly divided Socialist Party front.
That's right. In another article, Libération talks about Manuel Valls and the art of putting one's foot in one's mouth. Libération says that Valls seems to have a gift of always saying the wrong thing and always upsetting the left wing, or the left part of the left wing. Recently, for instance, he suggested closing ranks on the Socialist Party, moving it more towards the center, and not only that, but changing the Socialist Party's name. Now, as you can imagine, this really upset a lot of people. Now these comments on the labor market, well, according to Libération, all that Manuel Valls is doing is unifying the left, but against him. Le Figaro agrees that the Prime Minister's comments, all these comments he's making, well, they're just shining the light on a major hurricane that's shaking up the Socialist Party, so much so that even other ministers are starting to get worried about the Prime Minister's comments. What is he trying to do? Does he have a secret agenda here? Le Figaro says that some people say he's looking ahead to the 2017 presidential race. And Le Figaro actually quotes a socialist heavyweight that remains anonymous, who says that everyone pretty much agrees that the president, François Hollande, is not going to run again in 2017. He simply can't because he's not popular enough. And so, well, people wonder, is this Manuel Valls trying to set his sights on 2017?
Now, French papers are also focusing, Florence, this morning on Tunisia and the upcoming weekend's parliamentary elections.
Absolutely. La Croix, the Christian paper, says that 4 years after the Jasmine Revolution, well, Tunisia is still searching for itself. The social conditions haven't really changed since the revolution of 2011, according to La Croix. The country has been rocked with instability, and so La Croix says that the elections over the weekend, well, they're not going to take place in a very enthusiastic mood. Aujourd'hui en France points out that the situation is such that some Tunisians actually miss their former leader, Ben Ali. For many, according to Aujourd'hui en France, he represented a kind of golden era for the country. To quote one disillusioned voter, it was better before. Ben Ali, he was a crook, but at least he kept the country running. The country was prosperous and safe. We had work and the streets were clean.
Now, business paper Les Echos is also focusing on the Tunisian election, calling it a pivotal moment for the country.
That's right, and Les Echos has hope for Tunisians. It says that Tunisians really shouldn't be discouraged. This is a historic moment for Tunisia. For the very first time since the revolution, the parliament will be democratically elected and elected for 5 years. And during this 5-year period, an important chapter will close and another will begin for Tunisia. So Tunisia will move from a post-revolutionary transition chapter into a period of stability, according to Les Echos, where the authority of the state will take root.
We'll be watching closely, of course, and following that election here on France 24. Finally, Florence, in the French press, also the Picasso Museum, which is reopening its doors on Saturday.
That's right. Saturday, the 25th of October. That's not just a random date. That's actually Pablo Picasso's birthday. Now, you can see L'Humanité here. They're paying tribute to the Spanish artist. The Permanent Revolution. Now, the museum is opening. It took 5 years to renovate. That was 3 years behind schedule and 22 million euros over budget. But L'Humanité says, despite all these controversial problems. It's going to be a really cool museum. 5,000 pieces of Picasso's work in 5 stages, covering his whole lifetime. And so I definitely can't wait to check it out.
At that level of overspend, Flo, we're hoping for something pretty impressive. Thank you very much indeed. A look there at what is making headlines in the French press. We're going to see what's making waves on the internet now. It's time for Web News.
Running high.